What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video where I'm picking up the Corvette from where we left off in the last video. It's had its 2-week wash and ceramic coat check-in and touch-up. So we're back at Detail and Dash in Superior, picking up the car, and we're going to take it home and go over what we've done to it in the last few months on it as far as repairs and maintenance and how autocrossing went in it for the first time somewhere other than BRMP last year at the track. So let's hop right into today's video and we'll head to the garage and start working on the car. Okay, so I've got the C5 up in the air, and basically what happened is the other day I was driving and I heard a big bang on the front passenger side and something started clunking after. So presumptively it's a shock that went out, and that does appear to be the case. This has an older set of FAD adjustable shocks on it, and see if you can see what I'm seeing, but these bushings are pooched. The rod end is bent, this is falling apart, these are done. So basically this is clearly bent, something let go in here, and you know, it appears like it's okay, you know, it's not flop around in there, but I am going to take them out. I believe what I'm going to do, at the time I haven't ordered these at the time of filming this segment, but I'm going to put C6 Z06 shocks front and back, because the rears are just as old, and while I'm in there, let's make sure that the car is balanced front and back. These things have got to be, you know, way over 10 years old. They've had some track time, especially on the harder tires, which are getting swapped for a new set now that the L car is gone. I'm going to put a couple of bucks in the Corvette. Personally, I really like this car. This is much more tailored to what I'm doing, especially with the track, and most of the time I'm driving by myself anyways, or I'll bring one of my kids with. So the C5 is absolutely perfect, and for what I got into it, I'm still super stoked on this car. It's not really going anywhere. This is the track car. This thing's going to stick around for a while. I frankly just really like it. So I'm going to start working on getting these shocks out of here. We'll see what the damage is, and hopefully get some replacement parts ordered tonight. Well, that's probably what happened. Anyway, that was the right move. I'm gonna go take off the other side. It is, unfortunately, clearly broken. Alright, so off camera I got all the rear shocks out. It literally took like maybe 20 minutes to do both sides total, so far super easy to work on. The front passenger side shock was destroyed, of course, and then the other three were in tough shape. So it was time. Any one of these could have let go, but this is the big reason we're diving into it. So anyways, these old fad single adjustable shocks are done. I got everything all cleaned out and ready for reinstall of the new shocks when they show up. What I ended up going with after doing a little bit of homework, the car is lowered a little bit on the stock bolts as far as I can tell. So that would put you into a Bilstein B8 shock. There's also a B6, I guess, that's more for stock ride height. But I went on to Doug Rippey Motorsports, which are just over next door in Minnesota, and I bought stuff before from them for the C606, and I got a set of their Bilstein HD DRM valve shocks, and then their replacement upper shock mounts as well. So up in here, we'll get some new shock mounts and whatnot. We're gonna have this thing all dialed in, and I just feel like they were good to work with last time. I'd rather shop with them than Amazon, or even Rock Auto didn't have the front and rear shocks how I wanted them. They're out of stock on the B8s. So I ended up spending right around $600 for all that. But as far as I can tell, that'll dial in the suspension on the car. My buddy Taylor's got a set of two 95/40 18s. And as you may know, these would be staggered from the factory, 18 in the back, 17 in the front, but this is a square 18 setup. So basically, I think I got a free set of tires, and those two things are gonna get us much closer to being ready to rock on Autocross week here in a few months. So I'm gonna do a quick once over, check what pad life is like. I'm gonna go grab a new shop light because that one's been out for quite a while and it's driving me insane. But it feels good to finally make a little headway on this now that I got a couple of bucks freed up and even some more space. So I'm gonna be going kind of hard with this car for the next short while here because I do use it at the track quite a bit to set up courses and whatnot. But other than that, I actually just really enjoy driving it. So we'll see you guys in the next segment of today's video. All right, what a crazy adventure it's been waiting for these to show up. DRM valve Bilstein shocks have showed up, and I got the mounting perches reinstalled on the new shocks from the old ones. Super glad I didn't throw any of that stuff away. I thought maybe I'm going to need something off of it, and it turns out you do. Of course, I'm new to this just like anybody else might be, so I didn't realize that this was not an integral part of the shock. That would also come with the bushings and everything, of course. So if you're changing this, of course, do not throw the stamped steel part away. It's the upper mounting point to it. So anyway, I got this all cleaned up. I got the bushing installed and compressed down. I ended up using a 16mm wrench and a, what would it be? This would be a 5mm, I believe, Allen head key in here. So of course that center spring, that center adjuster will move. But anyway, got this screwed down. It's a nylock nut. And I think at this point, I'm basically ready to reinstall this in the vehicle and move on to the front after I do the rear of the car. So let's get these shocks in the car and go for a quick drive and see how it rides with the new shocks and tires.
What are you doing? Just so people can drive and go, oh, down tires. And axis deer, or the kind of deer around tires. I don't know if you're
Alright, so basically the shock install went okay. I didn't take off any of the control arms or anything like that, which might have made it fight a little bit if I had to guess on the fronts and the back, but at the end of the day they went in okay. I did, to access the jam, the lock nut and Allen nut thing, I took off the washer fluid, or the coolant reservoir. I took off the coolant overflow reservoir, but pretty much I'm ready to put on this last wheel and tire and get the car on the ground and pretty much see what we got. And it's raining out today, but tomorrow I'll probably take it for a drive, if not the next day. But we'll see if we got any clearance issues or anything like that. And from here out, I think we're down to chasing leaks on it. So let's get this last wheel and tire on, get it on the ground, and see how she sits with the new wheels and tires.
To subscribe. You can see us from there.
So basically at that point of the video, this was all filmed like a year ago. The tires that were on there were a 295, I think they were a 40/18. They didn't fit. As soon as I went to go drive the car, the fronts rubbed pretty much with any steering angle. So it's on here now. is a set of Falcon RT660s in a 315/30/18 square setup, so the same front and back. To achieve that, you do run a full set of rear C5Z06 wheels. So I got a set of those on here right now. Going from the 340 treadwear Sumimoto tires that were on the car with the 5-spoke like Y2K style wheels to the bigger C5Z wheels and giant 315/30/18 tires, especially with a good 200 treadwear compound like the Falcon Zennies. Night and day grip difference. It transformed the car. So I bought these set of wheels and tires from my buddy Simon up at Brainerd International Raceway last year. The first event I did on it was the Northstar Speed Summit. So check out a run in Simon's car. Here's a quick picture of it. It's a C5Z. This was his first outing, fresh engine in it and whatnot, but he's a really, really talented driver, just like all the guys in his group, like John and Derek. Super fun group of guys to hang out with. So let's go for a quick ride along in Simon's car, and then we'll do a couple laps in the Corvette out on the same course. So there was a quick ride along in Simon's car. Super fast car. It feels like it's kind of like you see the National Geographic video, like you see a shark in shallow water, like chasing after something. The car just like seems to dart around the cones. It feels completely different than my F body for sure. It's not even no comparison. But even the Corvette, you know, C5 coupe with the same tires, they're set up so different that his car just outperforms it. It's unbelievable. So, you know, there's little things that would help on this, like better seats would definitely help. But, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of it's the driver too. So I could help in his car and not do nearly what he did. So anyways, it was a super fun ride along, and I went for a bunch that weekend, but that was really notable, like how much more precise that car felt than my C5. So anyway, we'll go hop in mine. I did a couple of laps, and I kept chipping away at time through, you know, over the 6 laps that I got done that day. My buddy John went for a ride along with me, or a couple laps with me, and he got me over like a little bit of a mental hurdle where I wasn't driving the car to the point that it could be driving. And after he hopped in the car with me, I was shaving off like seconds on each lap. So there's a big jump after John talked me into getting out of my own way, which is a big deal. So I don't think I trusted the car. I thought, you know, I don't want to spin out in front of anybody. I don't know how much grip there is, but I was too worried to like really push it, I guess you could say, and I still haven't found the limit in it. So obviously at the end of the day, there's more in the car, but I think I ended up somewhere in the middle of the pack. So, which is pretty good for my first time out, really in a long time, I think. So let's go out on a first lap. Got a little bit of GoPro footage. I'll show you laps and times, and yeah, that's kind of how we're gonna end up in today's video, is doing some runs in the C5. steer out of the hole. That did not work so good. Well, now that the ride-alongs are all done, I'll show you guys a fixed up little fender on this thing. It had been broken before and it was riveted on, so I ended up having to drill out and put a couple of bigger pop rivets and a little metal behind the front fender on the passenger side, and we got a couple sponsor decals on the car too. I'd also like to show you, since it got ceramic coated, when you get cone skid marks on your car like this, it comes off really easy, which is pretty cool. Look at that. You still got to wipe it off because it transfers onto the paint, but it looks really good when you're done, and it doesn't really embed itself like it used to. So, easy cleanup too. Not only that, wheels are ceramic coated, so those will clean up really easy. Whole car is ceramic coated, so the cleaning and maintenance program and keeping it looking good is so much easier now. You know. These ones are like, I guess you could say a low enough approach that even this car being lowered worked really well, and it drove up nice. And you know what? I can take this off now for a little access. Check that out. I got a little bit of access right there, so that's kind of cool. Basically what I'm doing right now, this rivet that's holding on the fender on the bottom is busted, so I'm gonna try and find a new hole for that, get this one out of there, resecure this, and make sure that's good to go for probably the year till I nail a cone or something and knock it loose again. But anyway, for a lowered car with a front air dam, this is perfect for me for changing oil or whatever, working on the front end, or this type of job where you don't need to crib it up and use a jack and get crazy. So anyway, let's get to work on the car and fix up that fender and go from there. Okay, so this fender is repaired as good as it was prior. Now, when you look under here, there's actually a little bit of damage, which I'm not quite sure how to fix this. It seems a little bit more damaged than I thought it was going to be. The inner rocker and fender are now held together with a rivet, which is cool, but it could be a little bit more strong. So I'm going to think about that a little bit and work on it. But anyway, that's fixed. What I want to show you while we're down here, and before I clean it up, is how easy these cone marks come off now that this car is ceramic coated. Now, this is just my fingernail, but you can imagine you know, if you use a microfiber or whatever, you need a little bit of an aggressive thing to do this, but because it's ceramic coated, this comes off pretty easy. Honestly, I can sit and pick at this and I'll probably have all this off in 5-10 minutes. Now, if you're a terrible driver like me with limited spatial awareness, it's going to take you longer because you're going to have more marks, but at the end of the day, it's going to clean up just fine. And as you can see, it's coming off super easy, and to the naked eye, there's really nothing left, especially when I go back and I touch it up with the silicone spray and microfiber towel type stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna sit and pick at this for a while, get the car looking right and tight. While it's up in the air, I'm gonna clean up the air dam in the front, get that thing all cleaned up and greased and looking good with my back to black. And this car's gonna be looking super sharp, honestly. Anyways, I'm gonna work on cleaning this up and we'll catch up with you guys when I'm all done and we got the car all dialed in. Well, there you have it. There's a couple laps out in the C5. Big thanks to Simon, John, and Derek for helping me out that weekend at Proving Grounds. John gave me a lot of good driving advice, and then taking notes from everybody driving like Simon in his C5 was really fun. But anyways, that's about all I got for today's video. That's a little update on the C5. It does need front tires super bad, so I'm not taking it out anywhere yet. Those RT660s are very expensive in that size, and I am on a little bit of a budget right now, so I'm strapped on that one, which is why I'm taking the Camaro out. It's got a good set of Nitto 555 G2s on it, which aren't even comparable as far as grip goes, let alone they're not the same size. They're much smaller, but the tires are good, which means I feel confident driving this one a long distance and racing, which I did. That'll be in probably the next upload is some racing in this car. But anyway, that's about all I got for today's video. Appreciate you guys checking it out. The detailing video last time showed how much better the car looks, and it's still looking great. I put quite a few miles on it, and everyone that has looked at it in person has commented on like how much better it looks, and it really does in person. It doesn't come across quite as well in video, but getting a good paint correction and a ceramic coating in your car can totally transform it. So anyway, that's about all I got for today's video. Appreciate you guys checking it out. If you guys are in the area, May 17th, this Saturday, or what is tomorrow from the point of uploading, is Autocross 2.0 at BRMP. So if you want, check out the ticketing link in the description. We got lots of tickets for pre-sale. If you want to help support the track or the videos, definitely pick up a t-shirt or a hoodie or something from the online store. But otherwise, that's all I got for today's video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.